Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap for Ready to Love. So, this episode is one of those episodes where it starts off with the men at the cigar bar, and one woman is going to be going home this week. So, this week is the week where they are going to meet the best friends and, people who are really, really close to the women. And that's going to be interesting, to say the least, because I've seen the preview for some of these friends and it's going to be a lot. Y'all, Ashima and Darren are having their moment where they're going to meet her friends and all that. So they're talking. Everybody has heard of him. She's spoken very highly of him. Y'all, apparently she had a drink that was going to be on the way, which is Pinot. And he knew that was her drink. So everybody was like, oh, you know her drink. So I was like, okay, y'all doing a lot, but all right. Every time we see her, she drinking some wine. So, I feel like just about anybody knows that. But who am I? I ain't nobody. Who am I? Y'all, anyway, everything seems to be going well until he mentions the fact that he has two Labrador retrievers. And they wanted to know if the dogs are in the house, what's their situation like, and do they get into bed? She does not like animals. She definitely does not like dogs. And it was just like, oh no, this is too much. Like, he gonna have to get these dogs up. And he's like a really, really big pet lover. So I don't know how that's gonna pan out. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get through that if they actually, go somewhere. So he's literally had these dogs for 7 years. So I don't know how she think he just gonna give them up like that. Anyway, Reva had her friends to meet up with Mario. Y'all, that situation was very awkward and crazy to me because it's like she had them to just do all the dirty work. And I just was like, girl, she literally just sat there and was just like, while everybody else asked all of what they wanted to ask. Erica Dixon, who is Scrappy's child's mother, I was about to say children, is one of the friends. And she asked, very relevant questions and all that stuff too. Everybody wanted to know, what do you really want? And they'd all, of course, heard about him having some kind of connection with Tondi. And he was like, look, I have my own personal connection with her, and I have my personal connection with this person right here. And she has a problem with actually letting her guard down and all of that. And it's kind of hard to really talk to her when she won't open up to anybody. So it's like, girl, you're doing too much. So, y'all, it's just a lot. And y'all know how Mario get down. These are red flags. Oh, it's a red flag. I'm like, Lord, you ain't gonna get nobody because everything is a red flag with you. Like, I don't know. Anyway, basically, like I said, Reva just sat there and let everybody else do the dirty work. Y'all, anyway, Alexis had Carrie to meet her best friend, which is this guy who I'm pretty sure is very heterosexual, and other female friends. And everybody, even before he even got there, every single thing she said, as far as I'm concerned, led to the very obvious fact that Carrie is significantly older than her. And I was just like, why y'all couldn't catch on to that earlier on? So he showed up and everybody was looking like, oh, okay. Yeah, he older, because she kept saying, oh, he's so sophisticated. He's so mature. He's nothing like all these other guys that I've dealt with before. And y'all was just like, okay. So they started asking him questions. Y'all, they asked him about having kids. Because y'all saw before, she was talking about how she wants to have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. And he was like, look, I'm here for it. I want to have kids. I want to leave a legacy behind when I'm dead and gone. I want all of this. I want all of that. So basically anything she said she wanted, he said he wanted it too. And I was like, Lord, talking about he want to leave his mark behind. Okay, do what you do. I was just like, okay. I don't see it. I don't. Apparently they're 18 years apart in age. And it's not even necessarily that. When I was younger, I liked guys that were my age on up to 40. And this was when I was 20 years old. And I don't have daddy issues. Never have. Never have had daddy issues. my first relationship was when I was in college. So my first real relationship, let me put it like that, because I had a puppy love relationship when I was in, what, 6th grade, but that didn't count. My first real relationship was when I was in my freshman to junior year of college. But anyway, I didn't have a problem with it, because most of the guys who liked me, they didn't look like Carrie. They didn't look their age. They looked my age. They looked like they were literally my age, and they would be a whole 40-year-old man. And I was like, oh. And they were like a lot of stuff I like, because I like a lot of stuff that older people like. I've been around people who live for certain blues. And, you know, all the stuff that older people live for, I like. And I don't want to say I'm an old soul, but that's the only thing I can really kind of think of to kind of connect the two. But it's just, I had a lot in common with these people. And like I said before, there were no daddy issues, so it's nothing like that. I just genuinely was like, whoa, okay. I've always attracted people who were younger than me or older than me. Like, never really people that were my age. So I get, you know, her saying she has this attraction, but I don't even know if I really believe she has that much of an attraction to him. I just feel like she's like, okay, he has his stuff together because he's older. And, you know, he kind of ain't got a choice. You 51, and he's 51 years old. So it's like you kind of don't have anything but a choice, but that choice to have your stuff together. If you don't, it's really a shame and a disgrace to your own self. Like, I would be embarrassed if I was 51 years old and I ain't got my life together. So he kind of ain't had no choice but to have his life together. Y'all, I'm just tired. So then Alexis and London had a one-on-one where they were, you know, kind of trying to talk to one another, and she kind of halfway pulled a Divine where she was like, you know, I want to know where your head is at, and, you know, I know you have a connection with Divine, and, you know, what is your connection with her, and what is it about her that you don't see in me or whatever. And so he was like, look, my connection with her is completely my connection with her, is completely different from my connection with you. Like, that's all you need to know. It's just completely different. And it's gonna go one way or the other. So I was just like, Lord. So he was just like, look, just know I'm very interested. That's all you need to know. Because she even brought up the strawberry. She was like, I mean, like, just let me know what it is, because there are other people on my radar. Y'all can go on with y'all's chocolate strawberry situations. You know, I'm not worried about any of that. But, you know, if you want me, act like you want me. You know what I'm saying? Because he already has said that whenever he is talking to whoever, he's in that moment with them, and he texts them like crazy, talks to them like crazy, do whatever. So he's doing this with both of them. And, you know, this is the mingling time for them on this show. Nobody knows for certain who they really want to be with at this moment. So it's really it's somewhat of a game. They really are, like, kind of playing a game until they figure it out. So they're trying to make it seem like they have this understanding. It's just going to be what it is. But, you know, London know what it is. He know. Because he's heard about the things, because Carrie is very interested in her, and he wants people to know, I like what I like. I like that over there. I like that. And I'm like, oh gosh, y'all, stop. Y'all, so Tandy and Mario then have their little meetup. And just in case y'all didn't pay attention to who it was, they didn't put her whole name up there, but one of her friends, and the person who was like her closest friend, is Patrice Lovely. All they put on the screen was Patrice. And they always used to say she was from Alabama. And even Tandy started to say she's from Alabama, right? And so she was like, no, Mississippi. So she was born in Mississippi, raised in Alabama. But yeah, y'all know Patrice Lovely. If you don't know her by name, she's the woman who plays in the Tyler Perry plays and the TV shows as Hattie Mae Pierce. That's her. So it was her and one of her cousins that were there for him to meet. So y'all know how, I don't know if y'all ever seen Patrice in her element, like the same way she acts on the shows and the TV shows and the movies and all that stuff is how I've seen her portray herself to be in real life, except she's just not that old character. And she was like straight shooter and wanted to know, like, what are your intentions? We heard about you and this other woman. What's going on with that? You know, don't nobody have time to play these games. And she was just like, okay, I see you, but I need to know what's going on with you and this other woman, though. And, you know, I gotta say this, y'all. Mario had a confessional look, right? He looked really nice. I was like, come through, Mario. You look nice. He had like this vest and thing on. I was like, okay. And y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all know what I'm talking about. He really did look nice. I wish that I knew how to edit and all that stuff. Like, for real, if I did, I would just throw the picture up over my face or just had it. Yeah, just had that completely cover this and then bring me back in. But he looked really nice in the confessional. I was like, you better dress. You better dress, Mario. But and I think he's from Mississippi, so him and Patrice already was like, okay, we here on that because we know about that. And Tandy's from like Detroit or something, and that's not the South. So she was just like, all right now, I see what it's supposed to be. So we gonna see if it's gonna pan out that way. So y'all, Kimber and Brent had their meetup, right? And to make a long story short, Brent does what he always does, which is say, I'm not going to be rushed. I'm not going to be rushed. I'm not going to be rushed. Whatever this is, I'm not going to be rushed. And Kimber is like, oh, well, as soon as possible, I want to have kids. I want to be married. I want to settle down. I want this stability. And he's like, well, okay, that's nice and all, but I'm not going to be rushed. I'm not going to be rushed. I'm not going to be rushed. And I'm just like, yes, you look good and all, but don't nobody want to hear that. You say you on this show for love, can't nobody tell, because you always hemming and hawing somewhere. Y'all, I don't know if production was trying to be shady, petty, or whatever, but when he rolled up in this car, right? And I don't think he's short, but they had him roll up in this car, and it's like a Toyota. And I'm like, are y'all trying to be petty? Because they literally showed the symbol. And I'm like, why y'all just zooming in close up on that Toyota symbol? Are y'all trying to be petty? I feel like they were. But I like Brent because he is really, really closely connected in what my profession is. So I respect what he does. But as far as all that hemming and hawing, I ain't here for it. You're supposed to be on this show looking for love. Don't sit up here wasting people's time. Kimber ain't here for it. She was tired. And I don't know if this was a last-ditch effort for her because things went sideways between she and Jimmy. But it ain't looking too good. And it's just not going to work out. It's just not. I don't feel like anything is going to really work out with him unless somebody comes out of nowhere who had a connection with somebody else all along. And then they get together. Now, I don't know if y'all paid attention to it, but the way they have the intro come on, I'm trying to remember, like, if with the first season, they eventually started doing that, and I'm like, were these the people who ended up together, or what? Are they just trying to trick us? Because, in a sense, I think who I'm going to talk about next, they kind of had them together in the scene when they do the little song, I'm ready to love, all that stuff that come on in the beginning of the show. And I'm like, wait a minute, are y'all basically spoiling us on who gonna end up together and see what they can do once they get down to the final amount of people? Anyway, y'all, I digress. But yeah, this situation was trash. And I have to say, whatever was in that blue casserole dish looked delicious. It looked so good. I don't know what that was, but they had took it out of the oven and it was sitting on the counter. I was like, what is that? I don't know, y'all. I don't know what that was, but it looked good. Anyway, so Divine and London met up. She had her friends talk to him, and they were grilling him. They basically literally are just like her, and they just wanted to get down to business. And this is what tripped me out. She says that she wants him to be serious sometimes too, and she did finally see that side of him. But while they were basically grilling him, she kept having moments where she would interject and just do stuff that was flirting with him. And I'm like, girl, they're trying to get information out of him that's going to either help or hurt you. So I'm going to need for you to pay attention and do what you got to do. Like, girl, you doing too much. You can flirt with him later. Like, they were doing the absolute most. I was like, why? So they then eventually asked London, when it came between Divine and Alexis, who would he pick? And he was like, well, we in here for a process. I won't pick nobody. So she was like, oh no, you said something completely different on your birthday. And he was like, no, I didn't say that. Then of course, they played the playback. They rolled it on back to show that when she did ask flat out, you know, if you had to choose right now who you would be with, he did say her. So it's like you backtracking, you backpedaling. Like, why? Y'all, I'm just tired. She just said, you know, after hearing all that and him, you know, backpedaling, she was just like, I think I need to reevaluate some stuff. And, you know, whatever. So I'm like, oh, Lord. Y'all, they done came back to reconvene at the cigar bar. And they are talking about everybody's encounters. And, y'all, it's just too much. London decided to say that, you know, all this stuff that he talking about as far as, who was the person? Brent and Kimber. And he was like, well, she in my DMs. I don't know about all that, but she in my DMs. She said we would have some pretty smiling babies. If you need me to, I could pull up the receipts. Because I think Tommy asked, does he have a receipt? He was like, yeah, I got the receipts. I can pull them up if I need to. So Brent looking like, okay. So no wonder I always want to say to y'all, I'm not going to be rushed because y'all always doing the most on the side. Now, in that moment when I found out that she did that, I'm like, girl. Everything already went sideways with old boy and he gone hallelujah because he was a fool. But you over here DMing other people doing the most. And it's like, why? Like, are you playing games? Because the man clearly thinks that she's playing games at this point and ain't nobody here for it. Y'all, anyway. So, Reva met up with Brent. Mario met up with Kimber, and I guess because we're down to 5 people, it was just 2 people that they met up with. So Reva and Brent were talking, and Brent was like, you know, they feel like you have a wall up, and then they realized that it was hilarious because the reverse is happening this week. Brent came to her and was telling her, wait a minute, did I say it wrong? No, Reva came to him and said that he needed to be more open, and basically that's what he's doing this week. Because the guys don't know how to really take her because she's always never allowing anybody in. She's never letting her walls down. She's never opening up. And they find it hard to even try to communicate anything to her because she's not open. And you can tell. Like, everybody has the same exact comment. Y'all, Mario was talking to Kimber. And he eventually told her that her journey ends. And so she was like, oh, okay. And it's funny because when she came in the door, she gave him a little church hug. He was like, oh, all you gonna give me is a church hug? Always like that. And I mean, it's like he kept trying to break the ice. And then I was like, what is going on here? Before he even got to break the news to her, he was like rubbing her thigh, like, you need to calm down. I don't know why you being nervous. Do I need to calm you down? He rubbing her thigh. I said, what is going on, sir? I can't. So he was just like, you know, everybody feel like you playing games. And they don't want that. Like, it feel like you over here trying to just do what you doing, reaching out to random people. Like, they just don't feel like you're really here, ready for love. And they sent her home. Y'all, next week, the ladies are going to meet the exes. And that's where it is. So anyway, y'all have a good one. And I'll see y'all later on, hopefully tonight, for something else. Bye.